All right, welcome to my channel. So the first thing that you need to know before you start watching my videos is the purpose of this channel is for education and entertainment, mostly education with some entertainment, and mostly for my students. Really, it's an opportunity for me to showcase my algorithm and for my students to see it working and me to be able to talk about the trades and why I'm taking the trades and things like that. This is not a channel where I'll be showing you that I'm making millions of dollars. So family rules, you won't be seeing that. Some traders out there want to put their stuff out. I don't even know why they do that. Like on social media in a public sphere, hey, look at me, I made 20,000 today, 50,000 today, all that stuff. That will not happen on this channel. The most you'll see me making here is anywhere from 50 bucks to $1,000 in a day would be the most once we get to that level of scaling. And then I'll reset and we'll be looking at 50 bucks and we'll be scaling back to, a thousand a day or so. And we'll just keep resetting that scaling. But family rules will not be showing you on this my social media that I'm making tons of money. Second thing is I'm trading with Thinkorswim. That's my platform that you see here on the screen. So you got my two windows on futures trading. Same thing. It'll be Thinkorswim. So you'll see that I trade futures and the equities market with these videos. I trade based off of my algorithm, the simple switch algorithm, and it's got different settings. Same algo, but different settings for futures market, for equities market, and different types of trading. It's got different settings for it. So I'll be trading off that. Links below if you're interested in learning more about the algo. All the education over there is free, as well as the trading log that you'll see. You can get the link below, which will give you that log, so you can go over there and explore all that stuff. So when you're looking at my screen, okay, and when you're looking at my screen, you'll see these the chart markups, and you'll see yellow. Wherever I put yellow is an entry. So when it's yellow like this, it's the algo ideal entry. And then you may see a yellow like this, and that is where I actually got in, and it'll be touching the candle that I got in on. And then the location. Red are my stops, green are my targets. And then if you want to learn how the algo works so you can better understand what I'm doing when I'm doing my trades, over at the link below, you can go over there and learn all about the algo. It's completely free for that whole education. It's free to learn about my trading plan, my strategy, everything that I teach about trading is free over there. Only thing that costs money is if you decided to buy the algo, then that would cost money. But you can apply a lot of the stuff that I teach over there, including my strategy and trading plan, to your own strategies and help maybe improve your game. So all that is definitely free. I don't charge for any of that education. Only the algo if that's something you decided to add to your list. So then sometimes you'll see on here me doing experiments, which I'm going to try to do another one later on this year when I get a little more time. But I love to do trading experiments. We blow up accounts, but we do it in the purpose of education, showing you that certain trading techniques or strategies sometimes just don't work. And we play with some different concepts and blow up accounts, real accounts, small accounts, but still real accounts. And you'll also see some small accounts as well, like when we do offshore brokers and things like that. So, and then of course, educational videos I'll be putting out as well. So there's a lot of different content here. So if you can give me the like, hit the like button, that would help me a lot with the YouTube. And if you subscribe and hit that bell icon, you can be notified whenever I upload new content. And the last thing, but probably the most important thing, is trading is very risky. Do not place a trade based on what you see here or whatever I say. I'm not telling you what to do. If it sounds like I'm telling you what to do, it's me just thinking out loud. And most traders will lose all of their money. I am strictly speculating. I do not have a crystal ball. So, I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. So please do not take financial advice from me. This is strictly to talk about how I trade, to teach about how I do things, and for your entertainment. All right, so now the legal stuff is out of the way. Let's get into today's trades. All right, good morning, everybody. Sorry I wasn't able to talk about that trade as I was getting into it. I just got home. Been up for 31 hours now. So yeah, so I jumped into the computer, got my headset all plugged in, all that stuff. Just trade was set up. So I took the trade, but I took it with light size. Went into my calculator. I'll show you real quick. Went into the calculator and I changed my risk to 50 bucks because I haven't slept in like 31 hours and not a good idea to risk a lot of money. And the only reason why I'm even trading is because I wanted to try to make content for the channel, which I haven't been able to do this week, other than Monday. So that's the only reason why I'm trading in this account. I will not trade in the family account today, not having any sleep. that would be a really bad idea. So just reduce the risk, get some trades in, and hopefully you can learn from them. So right here is a good example. So we had this is QCOM, we trade the switch, and then speed bump to green, right? So right here we had our switch, but we had our switch, this is a big tower candle. Tower candle indicated by the box inside, right? So we switched to the short side, but didn't buy it on the short side. I waited because I expected a retracement based on that big of a tower candle. We got the retracement, started to come back down, and I jumped in. Where do we jump in? Let's put that on there. So 143.9, 143.9904, basically 99. Right here is where we're in. So edit, I put the yellow on there, indicating my entry. All right, so I'm in the trade right there. When this candle closes, I'm actually going to go ahead and move my stop to right there, because this should continue downward now if it's going to sell off, if this is just a tower candle retracement. If it's not, then the other thing we could see here is consolidation within this massive tower candle. So if we're going to sit here and consolidate all day, I don't want to play that roller coaster. I'd rather just take some money and get out. So we got about 1 minute left. I have a speed bump set up here right now. I'll cancel that speed bump, go back to my 50 shares, and put my stop in, break even plus a couple bucks here soon. And again, really light on the share size, so you won't see this making big money today. And it doesn't make big money anyway, but we're at the $150 risk reward range right now. But we won't be doing that today because I'm sleepy. 20 seconds left. And either way, if we can make a little bit of money and chip away at some of Monday's losses, that would be awesome. You know, I don't try to get it all back at the same time. Just get back a little bit at a time, and we're good. So on Thinkorswim, you can see this right here. That's where my entry was. Makes it easy. I'm short, so I got to buy it back. Spread's tight, so we're pretty good there. So there we go. So if we get stopped out for like $5 profit, then it is what it is. It probably wouldn't be that much, probably like $2. Or we'll see a sell-off or consolidation. All right, so this is working out pretty good for QCOM here. So this is working out pretty good for QCOM here, but now we're coming to the bottom of this, right? So now we know the low of day is going to be some resistance, the area of low of day, which we're starting to see right there. So a piece of me says I want to take my trade off the table right here, but we'll let it ride. We'll see where it goes. We'll see if it gets to this target. So you see that? Hit that bottom right there, and look at that rejection, because we know that this is you typically support. So now that it hit that rejection, what will happen? Will this support break? Will we go into consolidation? You know, what will that be? Will it just break just enough to collect a bunch of shorts, dump a bunch of longs, and then rally? You know, that's another thing, basically shaking the tree. But if it does, it's okay, because we'll be one of those people, right? We'll be getting out. We'll be hitting the buy button to get our shares back because we hit our target. And then that, you know, if there's more like us out there, then that could start a new up move in QCOM. So a lot of things can happen once we get here. I mean, we already hit this bounce, so this could be on its way back to the top of this into our consolidation channel, or it could come down here and do the fake out, breakout kind of thing and rob a bunch of people. So we'll see what happens. Okay, coming back into the low of day here. See if we get through it, hit our target, and then maybe the fake out, breakout happens. All right, we're breaking down here, so gonna get ready to put a stop in. We got 4 minutes left on this candle, a lot of time. See what this thing does here. So we took a small loss on Monday of $164, and right now we're back $95 of that, so that's pretty sweet. Well, we're not out yet. Could end up down with nothing. We'll see. Trying to be patient even though I'm sleepy and I just want to finish trading, make some content, go to bed. But I want to be patient. Hit that target. Come on, let's go, QCOM. But you can see how I played the tower candle rather than the switchback here. Because if I played the switchback, this clearly would be a loser, right? And we know retracements are unlikely with tower candles before continuing down. So it's a pretty nice way to get in at a discount and make more money. I wish I would have went full size. This would be an awesome trade. So we got about 3 minutes left. We know this likes to throw tails, like we see here, or wicks, whatever you want to call it. So there's a good chance it won't close at the bottom of the candle. Just don't know when at bottom it's going to happen before it pulls back. But in the last like minute, I may just go ahead and put a stop in, and then if it retraces and we get out, then all good. Really close to our target. Really nice profit. Recover most of Monday's loss, and not too bad for a sleepy day. Okay, coming into the target. Target was 141.81. We're going to go ahead and put our tight stop in and get out. All right, we'll take our 106 bucks. We pretty much hit the target. Money in the bank. That's pretty awesome, actually. So now we're only down about 60 bucks from Monday. So if I get one more trade in today like this with a low risk $50 hit, we could recover all of Monday and be back green on the week. So that'll be pretty sweet. So yeah, we'll see what happens with QCOM. But again, targets is what I'm going for. If I'm focused and I want to try to squeeze more out, I can. But a lot of times when it hits these targets, it rejects and goes the other direction. So especially when you have a setup like this, if it looked like there was a low of day down here, then maybe, or I should say back here, then maybe there's a good chance it's going to continue running to retest that. And that might be a time to try to squeeze more out. But knowing that this is low of day in a big tower candle with, you can see what happened back here as well. So potential for going into consolidation. And then knowing that sometimes market makers, and not necessarily like stock market makers on Wall Street, I'm talking about rich guy in his basement, sees this. This could be a way to flush the ticker. So, right here, put a whole bunch of shares short and then flush it down. You stop out a bunch of longs, you collect a bunch of shorts, and then you buy the shares you really wanted because now there's a lot of liquidity here. And then you pump in a little bit more, and then it starts to go back up. And all it's got to do is get back up here and cross. And a lot of those shorts might bounce out, and new longs might come in and then drive the stock higher for you. So it's a play I believe happens. I don't know for sure, but it just seems like that when been watching these tickers for years and years and years. So you never know. When this setup happens, I don't really want to try to squeeze more out because that flush, that shake in the tree, all that stuff, the market went down and stopped me out and then went the other direction, that kind of thing. This is a setup for it. So I don't want to squeeze more out on a setup for that kind of activity. So we'll bring this to you later in the day and we'll see what ended up happening here. The algo looks like this thing's still going to continue lower, but because there's a potential for that shaking of the tree, I'll take my profit and be out. 106 bucks, sweet. All right, so this is it. So now we got our green candle because that scenario I told you could be setting up, right? Smash it down, liquidity start to accumulate. Others may start to jump in once it crosses this level, as long as they can accumulate enough. And you can see this. Look, you can see all those 83.22. So there could be accumulation happening right now with the liquidity that's taking place. So we'll see if this thing starts to boost, and once it gets above this, you may start to see a candle really boost. So I'm going to let this just record. And let's take a look-see and see what the action is. You can see over here as well. So we'll see how this plays out. All right, so here we go. So now we're back above low of day area. We'll really be solid once we get above these closes and opens right here. So once we get above that, this could be on its way back up. So right down there, a lot of shorts. We're ready to jump in. A lot of longs. We're ready to cover. Boom, liquidity. See you later. Shake that tree. So when you're getting ready to squeeze more out, this is now it could roll over from here. Now that this is now we've got back above this area. It's a lot of tree shaking area. So I try not to squeeze more out in the tree shaking area. And if there's like a solid support resistance area that's just like been hit, boom, 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 like in consolidation, and then the algo trips the trade and it goes back up into that area, the more times it hits, the more likely it is to break. But that might be another time where I'm going to reconsider trying to squeeze more out. I don't need to squeeze more out as part of the normal strategy. I don't need to know support resistance. I could just simply trade this targets only and make plenty of money. But for those of you who want to get a little more sometimes, because that's how you want to do, then support resistance areas, got to be really careful trying to squeeze more out. and this liquidity tree shaking areas that you get long. It happens to the long side too. You got to be careful. Even if this rolls over now and goes back down, it's this piece happened right here. People could scalp. All kinds of weird stuff happens in this type of zone. So, would you still be in it if it came all the way back up here almost to break even? Probably not. You might have said, I just cut my losses, take the small profit I got, and you would have missed out on all that, right? So, so something to think about when you're, when to squeeze more out and when not to. It's a good example. All right, so not sure if that recorded, so I'm going to do it again. So I jumped into APPS here, short. We have our switch, we have our permission. I jumped in with big size, 300 shares, about $1 risk. So it's a premium trade, super premium trade, because on this day here, we had a trade short and never completed. It wasn't a loser because it's 90% of the way, so you would have moved the stop to break even plus a couple bucks. But but it didn't finish. It didn't complete the trade, so it's kind of a red trade. So a bit of a super premium. So I know I was gonna trade light today since I haven't slept in 31 hours, but APPS doesn't deliver a lot of premium trades. It doesn't have a lot of losers. So I didn't want to miss out on the opportunity. So I decided to go ahead big on this trade, 300 shares. We're at risk reward of 150 right now. And instead we're risk rewarding around 280 because of the super premium. So we'll see how this shakes out. Hopefully we get a nice winner here and pick up a decent chunk of money. And maybe we can close out the day with 400 bucks. That would be sweet. Okay, that chime you just heard was me entering a long trade in the swing trading setup. So I sent an alert out for a swing trade setup, and that was that swing trade just happening. So I'll bring that to you later on in a swing trade video. Okay, so with this little bit of consolidation that's taking place here, I'm going to go ahead and add to my position. Right there. All right. So now I got 600 shares in, so I got to put that other 600 stop here. Again, super premium, high probability this is going to be a winner. But what I'm going to do is as soon as this pulls back to this level, I'm going to take out that 300 I just added. So a lot of this movement that's happening right now is a spread. You can see this thing opening up. It's getting pretty crazy. All right, like it's staying at 51, but then 67, like it's climbing over here, but not moving here. So we could get stopped out here on the spread. Spread's tightening up now. That's a bad sign. Could be going, this could be reversing. So why don't I speed bump it? Should I speed bump it here? So I'm not going to speed bump it because this is a losing trade if it stops me out. We already had that one yesterday. And then again today, this is be an epic premium trade for the next trade. So I'd rather just preserve the capital because if this rolls over and I take a double loss on it, that's going to be huge. So I'd rather wait until the next trade and just go big on the next trade. And, whatever I lose here, I'll risk on the next trade, and we should be able to recover that nicely. So the downside, too, is like this likes to throw a lot of little tails, right? Wicks and tails, see it? A lot of them. Sometimes it doesn't, but a lot of them it does. So this close is really close to my stop. All right, we got stopped out. All right, cool. So we're all out. Take a $458 loss on that trade. I'm not going to speed bump it because, like I said, I'd rather just risk $458 on my next trade because the probability of success on it will be huge. Although what I could do is speed bump it with a little bit and just recover a small amount. And if it's a loss, it won't be that bad. All right, so we'll go ahead and speed bump this with a little bit. Just a little bit. And if it carries downward, then it carries downward. All right, there we go. So our stop, we're long now, so we'll sell to get out. And instead of going to 71.74, I'm going to go ahead and make it create a new low, 71.56. Because we're so close to it, it'll be that low will be some support. Let's move it down a little bit. One more tick. Right? All right, there we go. Okay, see what happens. Should have bought 700 shares. Would have recovered all of the loss. But you don't know, and I didn't really want to lose $800 today, so I'm playing it safe. Okay, coming into a resistance area right here. So normally on a speed bump, this would be a good place to start looking to take my speed bump off the table. But I'm going to go ahead and let it ride. If it breaks this resistance, it can be a really nice ride all the way back to the top, recover most of the day. But I will probably look to put my stop in, break even, or get out on the red candle, green candle system is what I'll probably get out on this right now. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so we get this red candle closed below the green candle. Then I'm going to go over and find the next green candle. I don't count that, which is right here. So now I'm going to move my stop to just below that 72.88 roughly. I just drag it up. So if it doesn't close below that candle, then it doesn't count. I got to wait for a close. Let's see what we got here. Nope, it's not going to close below. All right, so we're about to get a red candle close below the green. So if I go over, I find that green candle, same one as before. Move my stop to the bottom of it. Make it break that candle, and then that'll be my stop. So there we go. So stop is in. And then as we move up, we'll look to trail our stop up based on the same principle, only moving the stop up, never moving it down. And we'll see if we get stopped out here because it may throw a little wick, a little tail, and we're pretty close. All right, so there we are, stopped out of that trade. So we'll take a $4.95 loss today on this, but you can see where the speed bump did work had I just played the speed bump on it, but I didn't play it that way. So we ended up taking $4.95, but I'm not too worried about it because we took a loss here and we saw this, which was kind of a winner, but never hit the target. That makes APPS prime for this next trade. So we'll risk 500 on the next trade with APPS and recover this and be right back in action. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to shut it down and get to bed. So there was APPS, and then what else do we have on the board? Nug, only traded to the long side, switching but no permission. CVS, switchback, which might happen, but I'll probably be sleeping by then. It's 12 o'clock now. I need to go to bed. I should have just did what I was planning to do, take my 100 from QCOM and call it a day. Oh, well. QCOM. Yep, look at QCOM. Should have took my 100, called it a day. All right, everybody. I will see you tomorrow.